We do right here. I don't give a shit. You don't scare me, big man.
Wow, stop.
Last time I hit a nigga got to fight for real. Last time I come to the hospital, some gangster shit going on. Big homie ain't playing. That nigga big though, cuz I don't know if you wanna fight him. I'm talking about you ain't scared. They say they calling the police.
You put on a show for me, baby.
I'm a white boy. White trash, motherfucker. White power.
Put your fucking hands on me, that motherfucker! I did! Now you're going to jail!
Yeah, get your stuff here. Go get your stuff. Go get your stuff here. Go get your stuff here.
Damn!
Put your hand behind your back!
Why you do that?
Put your hand behind
Boy,
your back!
put your hands behind your back.
Behind him.
Put your hands behind your back.
Yo, they just fucked me up.
No, you caused that shit. You caused it.
No, I
As
didn't.
always.
I didn't touch him.
Yes, the fuck you
No,
did.
I didn't. Yo, bro, you just
Embarrassed, humiliated. That's what a 13-year-old boy is feeling right now after he came here to this fuel depot in the Sunnyside neighborhood of Houston after school. He needed to use the restroom. Not just needed, it was an emergency. But the guy working in there allegedly said no. And the kid had no other choice but to come around here and use the bathroom outside. And here's the worst part of this entire story. The clerk working in there recorded on the security cameras, and then on top of that, made posters, putting them on the front of the store, and then shared the video with this kid's classmates. Yes, disgusting, gross. Those aren't my words. That's Grandma's words. Take a listen.
Feel bad, and to see my grandson sad every day like that, I feel real bad for him. I started crying when I seen that video and looked at him in his eyes.
On Wednesday, community activists Candace Matthews and Quan LX showing up here, effectively pretty much shutting down the store, demanding to speak with the owner of the store. It was about 45 minutes or so that they were here. They want answers. They don't understand why somebody would do this, especially to a young boy.
Appalling, shocking, disgraceful. This man should be indicted.
Yep.
He sexually exploited one of our children, made fun of him, and set the kid up to be exploited. When he told that young boy, you cannot use the restroom. That poor child came into a brand new store with brand new restrooms. He told him you can't use the restroom, then took the recording, told him to go around the back and take a poop, recorded the kid taking the poop. Then when the kids got out of school, from Addicts Middle School right here, he was showing them the video laughing. Then he took a picture, a still picture, and put it on the front door of this baby naked, making fun of his genitalia.
But then another thing that was shown on the video, this child had to wipe his rear
On the grass.
on the grass.
That is
Like, that is inhumane if you ever want to see it.
Now, you might be wondering, this is a teenager. He's exposed. He's vulnerable. It's inappropriate. All of those are correct. The Houston Police Department is investigating this whole ordeal. I reached out to HPD. They haven't gotten back to me with an answer yet as to what crimes potentially, if any at all, somebody could be facing. Because at the end of the day, this is a teenager that's unclothed from the waist down. This is a story that we're going to be tracking. So if you want to hear more about stories like this, follow-ups, and other breaking news in Houston, make sure you hit that follow button.
Hey! Hey! I got a question cause I really need to know. Do you ever get tired of being a bitch ass nigga? A hoe ass nigga. A pussy ass nigga. A pussy ass nigga. Do you get tired? Do you get tired? Do you get tired?
Hey, the answer to that question is hell nah. Alright, that nigga don't never get tired of being a bitch-made ass, hoe-ass type nigga. Alright, that's what the Lord created Esau to be. Alright, the bottom, the base, perverse, bitch-made, hoe-ass nation. Alright, who ain't got no mercy with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know what I'm saying? Read the scripture on the screen. I had it open up with this. This is Daniel chapter 4 and 17. It reads, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High, Yahweh, ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it, the bases of men. All right, and that's the Edomites, the so-called self-proclaimed white nation, which they're not white, they're red. All right, and they're the Hebrew Edomites according to the Bible. All right, and they're the base, bottom nation that the Lord created under the sun. All right. So before I continue, I like to start out by giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect that be in the house of David. All right, finna jump to this morning lesson right quick. Lord will be edifying. All right, just gonna go through it pretty quick. Again, showing these Edomites, all right, the wicked the Bible speaks of, all right, and their hatred, all right, for Jacob ultimately, all right. Jacob representing the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Through the seed of our fathers, we're the Israelites, all right, and our number one adversary and enemy on this earth, all right, are the Edomites, all right, all these nations, but especially, all right, Esau. I'm going right here to Psalms 83. Start at the top. It says, a song of Asaph. It says, keep not thy silence, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies, so this is plural, it's more than one, make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. All right, so these nations that is going to be talking about, they hate, all right, the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and they hate the Lord's people. As it goes into verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, all right, the Israelites, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. All right, they took the name Yasharallah out of this earth, but we got it back, all right, you know, through, Abba Bivens, you know, when this truth came back into the earth, all right, in 1969, all right. So we've got our name and our heritage back, but it was a time where we didn't have it. All right, that 350-year process starting in, 1619? All right, when these devils brought us over here, all right, and beat our heritage out of us, literally, you know, stripped us and brought us over here naked, you know, and beat us and made us worship their God, all right? But we got our power back now, you know. The elect have the power of the earth back now, all right? And he's only the power of the Israelites. All right, verse 5, it says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate together. So it was more than one nation that did this. But let's see who the number one nation that was a part of it is. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes. So you got Esau, all right, the sand niggas, and the Chinese, all right? That's who they are today, all right? The Edom represents the so-called self-proclaimed white nation. The Ishmaelites represent the Arab nations, and Moab represents the Chinese nation. These nations came together to take us down, all right, and Esau is at the top. All right, Esau is running this earth right now. That's why the scriptures say, for Esau is the end of the world. All right, that word world meaning eon, all right, a grip and a reign and a rule. All right, Esau is ruling the earth right now, but Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. All right, and that's us. And we're seeing Jacob come to the top and Esau go to the bottom. All right, you know, and these devils don't know what to do. That's why they choke slamming Jake. All right, that shit was wild in the bitch. All right, here it is. Keisha asked and called, all right, Esau on I think that was her brother. She didn't call Esau on her brother and shit. All right, Jake right there talking. All right, and Esau claims that Jake hit him with a bottle and choke slams him. All right, punches him, slams his head into the ground. All right, all of that, you know. And Keisha right there, you know what I'm saying, cheering it on. All right, this is how we know we the Israelites. And you devils are the Edomites, all right? You're the wicked, and you hate us, all right, by the way you do us, all right? And our woman, you know, she, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American woman for the most part over in America, that's Esau woman, all right? You know, he's giving her liberty to do all types of shit, and one of those main things he's giving her liberty to do is to fuck over you Israelite men. All right, and every chance she gets to do it, she's gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Especially the wicked ones. All right. Well, yeah. All right, because this ain't for the elect sister. The elect sisters know, all right, what time it is. All right, this is for the 2/3 Club of Israel. which is going to be mainly and mostly women. Not mainly, Salakia, mostly women. It's going to be men, women, and children, but the majority, all right, is going to be women. All right, it says, and the Hagarenes, Jabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tari. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah. So these are the nations that, you know, came together to destroy Jacob. All right, Jabal and Ammon. All right, Ammon is the Japanese. All right, then you got Amalek. Amalek represents the Israelis. All right, the tiny tops. All right, then you got the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. That's the Hamites. All right, you know, all these nations pretty much, you know, played a part in our demise. And Esau was at the head of it. That's why they all got 1,000 years of slavery coming their way. All right, and Esau, you know, he's getting it the worst. He gets the 1,000 years of slavery, and he gets no mercy afterwards. He gets, you know, obliterated off this earth. You other nations gonna practice what's beat into you during that 1,000 years sentencing. All right, we're gonna beat these laws, statutes, and commandments into you. All right, literally, you know, you're gonna practice what's been beat into you, and you go back to your lands, and you get it right, you get blessed. You get it wrong, you get cursed. It is what it is. All right, but just showing again that hatred that Esau has for Jacob. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Choke slamming Jacob. And then in the last clip, you know what I'm saying? You had this damn devil. Damn, what am I doing? Slacky. Most one. All right, you had this damn devil exploit, you know what I'm saying, an Israelite young man, all right? 13 years old. You know, Jake then got out of school. All right, and had the bubblies. All right, the bubble guts. All right, and Jake trying to use, all right, the restroom. What this devil do? All right, and I don't know if it's an Edomite per se, but if it ain't an Edomite, we know it's a heathen. All right, fuck that. We know it's a heathen, and that's why all you heathens gonna get judged. All right, we know it's a heathen. All right, Amos 1:11. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema, I was shot for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity. And his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever." All right, even unto now, they still got their wrath. All right, and when you look at these gas stations, for the most part, all right, it's either gonna be Esau for the most part. It's gonna be Esau or Elam. All right, them East Indians are one of them, you know what I'm saying, them Arab motherfuckers. All right, it's gonna be one or the other. You know, for the most part, that's who in these gas stations. All right, and they're your enemy, Jacob. All right, you niggas better wake up and realize that you have enemies on this earth. All right. And you know, basically, when you look at it in its totality, if you're not of the, put it this way, if you're of the elect, everybody is the enemy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody the enemy out here. All right, now you know how to move amongst people. All right, that don't mean you just go around. You know what I'm saying? You know, mean mugging and just all of that. But you know, the Lord told us, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. All right, so the elect know the score. All right, the elect know what time it is. The elect know who their enemy are. All right, all you nations, hell, even 2 out of 3 of our people are the enemy. All right, if you're not a part of this truth, then you know this 100% truth. Talk about the apostles, and elder bishops, and elders of the great millstone. Then you're an enemy. Ultimately, it is what it is. You know, and the Lord is gonna send these devils your way. All right, Esau is coming. You know, and you seen in the last clip, that's that enmity that the Lord is getting stirred up between Jacob and Esau. All right, cause that shit pissed a lot of Jake off. All right, what they did to the young boy. All right, asked him out like that. But that's how you know our people don't know our history. They don't know their history, who they are. All right, because Esau's always took his vengeance on the Israelite man. All right, that's who he tries to destroy ultimately, because the men are the progenitors of the nations. And then going back to the Jacob and Esau story, even going back to Cain and Abel. All right, you know, these Edomites want to get rid of us, especially us as men. All right, once again. All right, I'm gonna read this right quick in Genesis 3:15. It says, "And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. All right, and that's where we at with it right now. You know what I'm saying? That's where we're at with it right now. That enmity is being stirred up at an all-time high. All right. Jacob is getting, roused up. All right. The scripture say Judah is a lion's whelp. Who shall rouse him up? All right. Yahweh Shema Shai is getting Jake roused up. All right. And he's using you Edomites to, poke the bear. All right. Poke the lion. Fuck the bear. We're the lion. Poke the lion. All right. And when that lion, Jake gonna be in that young lion mode again. Jake a old lion right now, spiritually, but the Lord gonna put these niggas, these 2/3, back into that young lion mode. All right, they're gonna be out here tearing shit up, starting with you Edomites, like, cause the Lord gonna show them who their enemy is. All right, they 2/3, of course, but before this thing is said and done, all right, Jacob and the devil gotta dance. All right, I say that all the time, but it's because it's true. All right, Jacob and Esau got to get it in blood, Talking about the 2/3 of Jacob and you fucking American Edomites, all right, that reside over here, Let me see. And again, this nigga Esau is the base man because, his blessing is the sword. And ultimately, when he's unarmed, right, and that devil ain't got no, he ain't got the numbers and he ain't got no trickery or no weapons, pretty much, because that's what he is, all right, a red weapon. All right, Esau being the red man and Cain meaning weapon. And that's y'all forefather. That's who y'all are, you red weapons. All right, when you ain't got them weapons, you just a base bottom piece of shit. All right, and the world knows it. You know what I'm saying? The world knows it. Let me go to Habakkuk 2 right quick. I think I did that right. Hold on, y'all. Shit. All right. This is Habakkuk 2. I'm going to jump down. Let me see. Well, we'll start at the top. Starting at verse 1, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. All right, and it's coming. All right, it's here. All right, it ain't tarrying. All right, the days are being shortened. All right, the time is being sped up. All right, because the destruction of the devil is right here. All right, verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. All right, and the soul is speaking about is Esau's soul, all right, the wicked. All right, verse 5, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, his philosophies. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right, because this devil is ruling this earth right now. All right, and he's got an unquenchable thirst for blood. All right, think about Alexander when he was conquering the known world at that time. When he couldn't conquer no more, that devil cried because he couldn't kill nobody else. And that's you Edomites today. All right, you enlarge it. Your desire is hell. All right, this devil is all over the place. Hold on, y'all. Get out of them people's yard, bro. What are you doing? It don't matter. Stop going in people's yard. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all forgive me. These niggas be tripping, bro. Y'all, I'm slacking. Shit. Forgive me. I'm going to go to verse 6. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long to him that laden himself with thick clay? All right, and Esau, your day is coming. All right, you're in, all right, an unpayable debt now. You can't pay back the debt that you owe. And you're in an even bigger debt to the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. You can't pay back the Lord for what you did to his people, except for you going into slavery, for that 1,000 years and then you being destroyed. That's the recompense that's coming your way. All right. And all these nations are seeing these American Edomites, all right, for being the weak, all right, pieces of shit that they are. You know, they over there getting fucked up by them saying niggas, all right, this war that Trump said was only going to take some days, all right, it's already a month into, and it don't look like it's stopping no time soon. But even if it does, it ain't going to stop, all right, the prophecy from playing itself out, which is you being destroyed, you being exposed, all right, then being destroyed. On this side, the American Edomite and the Israeli Edomite, all right, the rest of you Edomites go into slavery. Bring these American Edomites that die on this side back, the Israeli Edomites that die back, serve that 1,000 years together, then all of you go into the pit. All right, verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, for the violence of the land of the city, and all that dwell therein. It's talking about the American city, all right, the Israeli city. All right, these two are the two Edomite nations that have spoiled and destroyed, all right, the nations and just fucked over everybody. All right, turned the earth into a prison. All right, a red concrete prison. It's Esau through his philosophies and through his sword. All right. But it's coming to an end. Verse 9, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. And it's all talking about Esau. Verse 10, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. All right, this is a bloody man. All right, Numbers 35 and 33 tell you the earth can't be cleansed by the blood that is shed. But until it's the blood of him that shed it is shed. Let me read that right quick. I'll come right back. Numbers 35. And I'll come right back to that. Numbers 35 and 33. It says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land. And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. All right, so we know Esau came over here with that sword, and he killed almost, you know, he almost wiped out, all right, the Gadites. You know, he fucked over the northern kingdom, slaughtered them. Then he brought the southern kingdom over here, slaughtered them. All right, did them worse than any nation under the sun. All right, Israel, especially Judah. All right, so the blood in America can't be cleansed until the blood of the Edomites is shed here. And that goes for all of you. All right. Ain't no Edomite on this American shore when the destruction comes leaving. Ain't none of them getting away. All right. And even if they American Edomites and they leave, they still not escaping judgment. All right. But ain't none of these devils leaving. I mean, these devils that's here in America when the destruction comes, ain't none of them leaving. All right. It say, verse 11, for the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that builded a town with blood, and established a city by iniquity. That's what Esau did. All right, this place was, all right, the northern kingdom was here before these devils came over here, and they came over here. All right, Christopher Columbus, all right, Amerigo Vespucci. All right, they came over here, and they just, you know, went blood crazy, thirsty on the Israelites, slaughtering and just destroying us. All right, and we just read Numbers 35 and 33. They gonna pay for that. They blood gonna be shed for that. Let me see. Let me jump down to verse 15. It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink. All right, that drink is you know, these wicked philosophies, all right, that Esau puts forth. And puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. All right, again, following behind the devil. All right, they give you that delusionary drink. All right, and then looks at you and laughs. All right, and goes to the Lord and like, look at your people. That nigga is the devil. All right, the deceiver for a reason. Verse 16, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. All right, because hey, these curses going on to you now, Esau. It say the cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. All right, and now you look at where we at in the world. All right, everybody hates you Edomites. Even Edomites hate Edomites. which ain't nothing new, but it's on a higher clip than it's ever been, all right? Especially when you look at the Edomite woman, all right? She despises the Edomite man, all right? You know, she can't stand him, all right? You know, and that's how we know, you know, this man's kingdom is pretty much finna wrap up, you know. He ain't got a lot of time left. He ain't got much left to do. All right, his horns are showing. All right, he's exposed, you know. It's shameful spewing on their glory, you know. So it's a shame to be a self-proclaimed white person today. That's why they make these statements and shit talking about it. They say talking about it's okay to be white. It's okay. Established in 1776. All right, they do all these different things. All right, these Edomites, because they trying to get that bravado back. They trying to, you know, get back in that ancient mode, but they can't. All right, this is the weak part of you devils. All right, you know, the scriptures say the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. All right, they became as women. All right, this is a weak generation of devils. All right, and they're going out. All right, so we just gonna sit back and watch this place go out. All right, with violence. All right, and us as hopeful men of the Lord who got this wisdom knowledge understanding, we're gonna chant this whore down. All right, chant down Babylon. You know. So again, that's pretty much it for the lesson. Wasn't meant to make it too long. I probably went all over the place, but it was just something, you know, the Spirit had me speak on. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The devil got Jacob's trouble is right here at the door. All right, the Charagma is right around the corner. All right, and then World War III. All right, it'll be here, and that's when Yahushua cracks the clouds and returns and obliterates these devils. All right. So that's it for the lesson. Lord willing, it was edifying, flowed together, and made sense. Any questions or comments, just leave them in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer. All honor, glory, and praise go to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, Kwam Yasharallah, and the Bible Ball. Shalom.